In a world obsessed with success as a means to happiness, Shawn Achor's The Happiness Advantage offers a compelling counter-narrative. He posits that happiness is not the outcome of success, but its catalyst. Achor's research at Harvard shows happiness enhances creativity, productivity, and success. The book offers actionable strategies to cultivate happiness and unlock potential. The traditional paradigm suggests that we must first achieve success in order to experience happiness. However, Achor argues that this approach is flawed. Happiness is not a reward for success. It is the fuel that propels it. When we are happy, our brains become more engaged, creative, and productive. We are better able to solve problems and connect with others, contributing to our success. One of the key strategies Achor presents in The Happiness Advantage is the Tetris effect. This phenomenon, named after the popular video game, illustrates how our brains can become hardwired to focus on specific patterns. Just as avid Tetris players start seeing falling blocks everywhere, our brains can become conditioned to scan for and focus on either the positive or negative aspects of our experiences. If we constantly dwell on negativity, stress, and failure, our brains become adept at detecting and magnifying these aspects of our lives. Conversely, if we consciously choose to focus on positivity, gratitude, and success, our brains will begin to filter our experiences through this lens, highlighting opportunities for happiness and growth. Achor emphasizes that retraining our brains for positivity requires conscious effort and practice. He suggests incorporating simple yet powerful habits into our daily routines, such as keeping a gratitude journal, writing down positive experiences, or consciously savoring moments of joy. By actively seeking out and focusing on the positive, we can rewire our brains to perceive the world through a more optimistic and hopeful lens, paving the way for greater happiness and success. Section 4. The 20-second rule, overcoming the activation energy of happiness. Another practical strategy Achor introduces is the 20-second rule, a simple yet effective technique for overcoming procrastination and cultivating positive habits. He explains that every action, whether beneficial or detrimental, requires a certain amount of activation energy to initiate. Often, we sabotage our own happiness by making it too difficult to engage in activities that bring us joy, while simultaneously making it incredibly easy to fall prey to unhealthy habits. For instance, we might leave the television remote within arm's reach while our exercise equipment gathers dust in the basement. The 20-second rule encourages us to reduce the activation energy required for positive habits while increasing it for negative ones. By making it even slightly easier to engage in activities that boost our happiness, such as placing a book on our bedside table or prepping healthy snacks in advance, we significantly increase the likelihood of following through. Conversely, by making it slightly more difficult to engage in detrimental habits, such as hiding unhealthy snacks or moving the television remote to a less accessible location, we create a small but powerful barrier that can deter us from indulging in behaviors that undermine our well-being. Section 5. The power of gratitude, shifting our focus to abundance. Gratitude plays a pivotal role in enhancing happiness and well-being, and Achor dedicates a significant portion of the Happiness Advantage to exploring its transformative power. When we cultivate an attitude of gratitude, we shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, fostering a sense of contentment and abundance. Achor explains that our brains are naturally wired to focus on the negative, a survival mechanism that helped our ancestors navigate potential threats. However, in the modern world, this negativity bias can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. By consciously practicing gratitude, we can counteract this negativity bias and rewire our brains to appreciate the good in our lives. Achor suggests incorporating simple gratitude exercises into our daily routines, such as writing gratitude letters, expressing appreciation to others, or simply reflecting on the things we are grateful for. These practices help us to savor positive experiences, appreciate the people in our lives, and cultivate a sense of abundance, all of which contribute to greater happiness and overall well-being. Section 6. Cultivating optimism, building resilience and hope. Optimism, the belief that good things will happen, is another key ingredient in the recipe for happiness and success. Achor emphasizes that optimism is not about denying the existence of challenges or difficulties. Rather, it is about approaching these challenges with a positive and hopeful outlook, believing in our ability to overcome them. When we face setbacks or failures, as we inevitably will in life, our interpretation of these events significantly influences our emotional response and our ability to bounce back. Optimists tend to view setbacks as temporary and specific, believing that they can learn from their mistakes and improve in the future. Achor provides practical strategies for cultivating optimism, such as challenging negative thoughts, reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth, and surrounding ourselves with positive and supportive people. By adopting an optimistic outlook, we build resilience, enhance our problem-solving abilities, and increase our chances of achieving our goals. Section 7. Conclusion. Embracing the happiness advantage. The happiness advantage offers a compelling and transformative message. Happiness is not a destination, but a starting point, a fundamental prerequisite for a successful and fulfilling life. By embracing the principles and strategies outlined by Shawn Achor, we can unlock our potential for greater happiness, success, and well-being. The journey towards happiness is an ongoing process, requiring conscious effort and daily practice. By incorporating the Tetris effect, the 20-second rule, gratitude exercises, and other practical tips into our lives, we can rewire our brains for positivity, cultivate optimism, and build resilience. As we embark on this journey, we must remember that happiness is not a solitary pursuit. By sharing our happiness with others, expressing gratitude, and contributing to something larger than ourselves, we create a ripple effect of positivity that extends beyond our own lives, making the world a brighter and more joyful place.